Hello, and welcome to this presentation for the 2022 Iowa Aviation Economic Impact Report from the Iowa Department of Transportation. The report is based on a study by Aviation, a Woolper company, conducted on behalf of the Iowa Department of Transportation's Modal Transportation Bureau. This presentation will provide an overview of the study's findings. Let's start by giving you the big answer first. Aviation in Iowa has a huge economic impact: $6.4 billion in annual economic activity, 41,000 total job impacts, and $124 million in tax revenue. Later in this presentation, we'll break down some of the components of that big answer. But first, let's cover the scope of aviation activities in Iowa. Many kinds of aviation activities contribute to economic impacts. Some are obvious and some are not, but all contribute to Iowa's economy and quality of life. From airlines to air cargo, to military, to aerial application, aviation activity in all forms and from all corners of the state generates economic impact. At the most fundamental level, airline service connects Iowa to the world. Airlines flying from Iowa's commercial airports serve 4 million passengers on an annual basis and provide service to more than 25 nonstop markets, helping companies doing business in Iowa be more efficient and more successful. But airline impacts also stem from local staff required to operate the aircraft, vendors, rental car companies, airport employees, federal employees that operate security checkpoints and air traffic control towers, and local police and fire departments who ensure public safety. Airlines also rely on and benefit from investment in airport facilities, which generates construction related impacts. A significant impact associated with airlines is generated by passenger spending, both in the terminal and in the local economy. Two Iowa airports, the Des Moines International Airport and the Eastern Iowa Airport in Cedar Rapids, support scheduled air cargo service. Large integrators like UPS and FedEx operate daily flights primarily to their hubs in Louisville and Memphis, among other locations. Over 90,000 tons of cargo is moved by air each year. While integrated express carriers represent the lion's share of air cargo capacity, on-demand air cargo haulers use smaller aircraft to fly directly into airports throughout Iowa to serve high-priority needs of various industries. Airlines also boost revenues with freight and mail carried as belly cargo as space is available. E-commerce giant Amazon recently started air cargo flights to Iowa. As e-commerce continues to grow and put pressure on retailers to offer rapid delivery times, reliance on air cargo will likely increase, leading to additional investment in expanded facilities and workforce. Iowa Air National Guard and U.S. Army aviation units use Iowa airports to support their missions taking place on both a local and global level. Des Moines, Fort Dodge, and Sioux City each support Air National Guard units with unique roles in national defense and security. The three Army aviation support facilities in Boone, Davenport, and Waterloo provide important maintenance and training for helicopter units in Iowa and around the region. Over the course of study data collection efforts, more than 1,400 unique businesses were identified as using Iowa airports. As the flight map illustrates, Iowa airports support flights to 49 states and 27 countries. That level of activity and reach means aviation helps business get done from all corners of Iowa to all corners of the world. Aviation's support to Iowa businesses may be the most significant economic impact of all. An estimated 166,000 Iowa-based employees fly from Iowa's commercial service airports on an annual basis. Those employees earn approximately $10 billion in annual payroll and support $25 billion in associated economic activity. Air service means business for Iowa companies and is a critical part of their operations. Air ambulance providers operate 16 bases and 23 aircraft around the state to perform important missions such as emergency medical evacuations and patient transfers between care facilities. The complete scope of air medical services in Iowa includes not only the operation of air ambulance bases and their aircraft, but also the ground-based hospital resources needed to support patients moved by air. Altogether, the impact of air medical activity in Iowa comes in at nearly $450 million in total economic impact. Aerial applicators in Iowa use fixed-wing aircraft, helicopters, and drones to apply fungicides, pesticides, fertilizers, and seeds onto more than 5 million acres of Iowa land. This activity provides $373 million in additional yield benefit each year. More than 400 agricultural aircraft are registered with the state to provide these services. For more than 6 decades, aircraft have been used to enhance public safety. Officers of the Iowa State Patrol's Air Wing provide traffic control for major events, coordinate emergency response and crash reconstruction services, conduct search and rescue operations, and assess damage following natural disasters. The Air Wing relies on traditional fixed wing aircraft and is increasingly leveraging drones to enhance their services where possible. Grassroots flying is alive and well in Iowa. Activities from charity flights to museum events and fly ins offer opportunities for close up exposure to aviation and leave observers appreciative of the past and amazed at the possibilities that flying offers. Whether constructing new home built aircraft or preserving the antiques of the past, jumping out of airplanes to taking off in a balloon, there's something for everyone in the world of aviation. A nod of recognition must go to fixed based operators, or FBOs, who offer facilities and services that make many of the aforementioned activities possible, and in essence, serve as the front door for pilots and passengers for the communities they serve. In Iowa, FBOs at 58 different airports provide refueling, aircraft parking, and pilot and passenger amenities. The continued development of new aviation technologies such as uncrewed aircraft systems and advanced air mobility offer a window into the cutting edge technologies currently in use or fast approaching that will alter the aviation landscape in Iowa for years to come. More than 3,000 remote pilots are already licensed to use drones commercially in Iowa. Drones are in use by government agencies, universities, and businesses as a means of completing tasks in a more safe and more efficient manner. Advanced air mobility technologies are under development around the world and offer the potential to rethink the movement of people and goods through local and regional flights in communities that are currently unserved or inaccessible by traditional aircraft. Iowa is home to 5 post-secondary education programs that are training the future of the aviation workforce, including pilots and mechanics. These highly skilled, well paid positions are in high demand now and into the foreseeable future. The ability for aviation to continue fueling the economy is dependent on developing a new generation of aviation professionals. These university and community college programs are doing just that. All of these aviation uses, activities, and services make significant contributions to the quality of life for Iowans, and through this study also provide measurable economic impacts. When isolating the benefit of airports alone, Iowa's airports generate $1.8 billion in total economic activity and support 17,000 total job impacts. These economic impact figures were quantified through an extensive outreach effort to every Iowa airport, every aviation business, and thousands of passenger surveys. Through this effort, more than 250 on airport businesses were identified, demonstrating the important role these airports play in serving air travel from all types of users. Apart from airport activities, more than 25 aerospace and aviation businesses with a presence in Iowa were identified, along with their contribution to the state economy. Aerospace business contributions add up to $4.6 billion in total economic activity and 24,000 total job impacts. Among the largest are Collins Aerospace in Cedar Rapids, Arconic in Davenport, and Sexui Aerospace in Orange City. These businesses develop products and services that are integral to the nation's economy and aerospace industry, positioning Iowa as an integral player in aerospace technology. Lastly, the study identified $124 million in tax revenues that are generated from aviation activity in Iowa. This includes state income tax from aviation related employees and sales taxes from spending on aviation supported activities. Pilots and aircraft owners contribute to this figure through a use tax on aircraft purchased in Iowa that is applied to each sale, as well as through aircraft registration fees that are paid on an annual basis. Finally, Iowa collects taxes on aircraft fuel sales that go to support aviation programs in Iowa. To recap, Iowa's aviation industry generates $6.4 billion in economic impact, 41,000 total job impacts, and $124 million in state and local tax revenues. The Iowa Aviation Economic Impact Report demonstrates how aviation plays an integral role in Iowa for citizens, businesses, and visitors to the state. Furthermore, it identifies the significant impact aviation plays in Iowa's economy. Findings illustrate the importance of maintaining a strong aviation system to keep Iowa's economy moving forward. To learn more, visit the Iowa DOT's aviation website to view the many useful resources produced as part of this study. These include a full technical report with detailed methodology, an executive summary, a fact sheet, individual airport reports, and more. Thank you for your time and interest. We hope you find this information as helpful and informative as we do.